Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party. I'm my buddy Rhett here. Here we go, Rhett. There, enjoy. And then it is 8:07 Thursday, May 29th. 2 more days left in the month, and one more day after today left in the week. So two work days left for me. I do enjoy my weekends. Um, I have to admit, I enjoy my weekends a lot more when I'm working because there's been times where, like, I've gone through some fairly long bouts of unemployment and did not. Weekends weren't that fun, but now weekends are awesome. So it's kind of wild. We are pretty cold, rainy day today. Starts at started. It's raining right now, so I actually have the windows open. It doesn't look like it's going to stop till 9 tonight. It's just going to be raining nonstop. This graphic is really, really cool. Um, and then, like I mentioned, is that? Oh, yeah. They've added this. I noticed since I started watching the moon, I haven't really ever paid attention to the moon phases before, but that like they say people kind of get really antsy and weird on a full moon. I find that I'm happiest when the moon is full, and then I'm probably the sort of most sort of, I don't know what the right word would be, like negatively reflective, introspective when we have what's called a new moon. Um, so I think that I will probably peak out on happiness on June 9th. Now on Monday, uh, 3 days ago, we had a federal holiday here, and me and my wife were driving around, and we actually got into a very, very minor fender bender. Fortunately, it was like no damage to the cars or anything. But I know me and the other person were just kind of like, how did that happen? Because we didn't see each other at all, and we both had like brand new vehicles that have all of the safety features and everything, all the binging and banging, and neither of us got any warning whatsoever from our devices. But basically, we were both parked kind of straight across from each other, and I was moving really slow. And I guess she kind of jet back, and then I backed right into her tire. So it kind of left a little bit of a tire mark on my bumper, and um, didn't do even show a mark on her tire. And so we decided to leave it at that. But we were both very disturbed by the fact that our brand new highest technology, like we have a Honda Odyssey, and she had a brand new, like less than a month old Nissan, um, big giant Nissan vehicle. I think it might have been called an Armada, and neither of us got any warning whatsoever. Now I would always use my left mirror when I'm backing up, so I kept glancing. I would back up. I was moving really slow, and I kept looking at my left mirror because the problem is I had a really good parking space where people could come around. So I was really watching carefully to see if anyone was going to come around. And I was looking through that left mirror, and where she came in behind here, she never even got past. So when I hit her, I bet you I was going less than a mile an hour when I hit her. Um, she she had never even pierced the left side of my car. She had never gone past the left side of my car, so I never saw her. But then when I looked down and I looked in the video backup video, she was clearly there. I mean, her car was taking up the whole backup video, so that was crazy. But anyways, that happened to be on Monday, which there was what's called a new moon that day, and we had been talking about like how people were literally just stepping in the street without looking. Everyone was just sort of out of it. They were all like in zombie mode. So I don't know. I think these moon situations do affect us, but I don't really know that for sure. Or maybe they just affect a small percentage of people, and then that we get a carry on from that. I don't know, but anyways. So I got unit tests working yesterday, and I was like, oh, all I need to do is get my end-to-end testing working, which, by the way, I did do some end-to-end testing. I had some extra time yesterday at work, so I set up some end-to-end tests, and they immediately found a bug that wasn't in our production. It was in our UAT. And it was kind of funny because our boss was like, oh my God, I literally just did something to fix a fire, and like an hour ago, I can't believe, and it happened to be some deep embedded sort of thing that only happens under very, very certain circumstances. He's just like, how did you find that? It was like, yeah, that end-to-end test is just sort of marching through things, and getting them working. So I do think that most companies would truly benefit from really, really good end-to-end testing. And I always thought that you can't really do end-to-end testing until unless you built your application sort of in along with it, with that in mind. Kind of like how I think that's how unit tests are. Like I think it's very difficult to get good unit test coverage unless you write the code to accommodate unit tests. And it just turns out that the way you write your code to accommodate unit tests happens to be a really good way to write code. End-to-end testing does not seem to be that way as far as I can tell. Although I will say that using JavaScript in the Cypress context, and if you got really good at all the small all the little kind of details of using JavaScript that way for Cypress, if you did that, you would probably have a very difficult time of ever understanding context or JavaScript in any other context. So that is like, because yeah, so I guess the general idea with Cypress is you write code and then they assume what you want. And basically what you want is for it to wait, usually, for something to be done. And they sort of just queue up all the different commands, and then they build in all the waiting and all that for you, which is really nice and very, very superior. But generally when you're writing code, your whole world is all about understanding these scoping issues and stuff like that. And then but it's not like that with Cypress. Cypress, it's more like everything is whatever's on the screen is your current context. And so that took a little bit for me to get the hang of, and then I was just kind of like, oh man, if this was their entry into JavaScript, man, trying to write other kinds of JavaScript would be hard. And it is funny because if you're going to be a Cypress developer, knowing jQuery is very, very helpful. And talk about I remember literally, I don't know, like 2008, this one guy who's one of the most brilliant developers I've ever met in my life going, is jQuery even a thing anymore? And then we were looking up, and it was like literally like 96% of all websites had jQuery on them. And, he didn't even think it was a thing anymore. And jQuery it's just not going anywhere. I think jQuery is sort of an example of a technology that was built for a very specific thing, and then that specific thing is no longer a thing anymore. And the specific thing was basically to make a consistent way to write JavaScript that would work consistently across browsers. That was the purpose for jQuery, but now all the browsers, we have standards for JavaScript, and it works the same on all the browsers. But there was so much written for jQuery that it wasn't going anywhere. I think the same thing is true for React. I think the reason React was invented was so that you could create a small widget type item, a small piece of code that, like this little thing here, that would act the same regardless of what browser or what context is using. You could just use it, and then that is no longer an issue. You can create web components to do that, and they work consistently across not just browsers, but like also like in other embedded applications and stuff. But there's so much written in React that it's not going anywhere. But anyways, I think Angular is the one that like is written to handle an issue that there is no solution for yet, and that's how do you build consistent application, full size applications, and keep them up to date over time. Like that's the reason I think Angular exists is like you want to invest $1 million into an application, and you want to make sure that in 10 years that application is still state of the art. And I don't think there's any other way other than Angular to do that. So like I think if you invest $1 million into an application today and you don't do it in Angular, you're very, 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 very likely to have in literally in 3 years some very antiquated application that everyone's just like, why do we have this old thing, and why doesn't it do this, and why doesn't it do that? And Angular stays up with all the latest stuff. Now, unfortunately, I would say 99.99999% of Angular applications, they don't keep them up to date, but at least it's possible. And one day we'll grow up and do that. But anyway, so I was thinking, oh, okay, I just need to get the Cypress test working, and then I can do my commit. But actually, that's not true. There's a new thing that I need to add to Cypress, and it's selecting this and clicking it and making sure that it changes. Like I said, I'm not thrilled with that icon, but now that I do this, but I guess it's good enough. I wonder if there's a good way. I've just never found a good resource for seeing what mat icons exist, and if they do, when they do, like then they don't often don't work, like because you have so this isn't. So this Google Fonts I think has been pretty good. So okay, so I think that must be what I have right now. And so what I would like is just like something that indicates that it's like a table view. I do have to admit I do like that thinner. So this is fonts.google/icon. And I know that it gets weird on this one. So, and then and this just goes on forever. As you can see, we've hardly looked on there. So let's look up table. See, that's nice. I don't know why. I guess I need to click on that to get it to go. See, I like that, except I wish it was the other way around. And I know I could like do like a transform on it, but I just don't want that complexity. Oh, so there is a grid 4x4. It's pretty good. Someone did a good job tagging all these things. Ooh, actually, that's really good. Actually, I like that one. And so then in here, I think like it gives you this stuff, but I don't think you want any of the basic stuff that it's giving you. I think this is what I want. It's just this table underscore edit. Yeah, and I don't even think you can, it doesn't let you copy just the table. There we go, icon name, table edit. And that is actually perfect, I think. That did not. That is not that, right? That and that are not the same. And that is another thing. Like, I can't even tell you how many times it's been like somebody will be like, okay, I found, and this is the one I want. And then you're like, yeah, sorry, that one doesn't work. And I don't understand that, but this is not the first time I've experienced coming into matte icon. And this is all the latest. Like, this is the latest Angular, the latest, I believe until, I don't know when Angular 20 is supposed to come out, but it's like, I think it's like another 2 weeks. Let's see, ChatGPT. It's kind of important for me to know this. Angular 20. And I hope it's not like last week. Oh, today. So yeah, so today Angular 20 is going to be out. Oh, it looks like zoneless applications preview, server side rendering. So I need to start doing like I built a 3JS Angular 3JS application in 10 minutes video in Angular 20 in 10 minutes, and I need to start upgrading all these things. So probably as soon, that'll probably be the next thing. Maybe tomorrow I'll try to upgrade this to Angular 20. That's always interesting. It's like you do a commit and upgrade it and then move on with your life. It's not as hard as it used to be. All right, so now let's go to our EDE. So to run the EDE, we say npm run cypress, the name of the project that you want to run, and then open. And Cypress is one of those things where, like, I always think it's going to be a lot harder to do than it ends up being. So, like, I'm slowly starting to get there. I love you too. And like I said, I wish there was a way that you could just run all the specs at once, but unfortunately there is no way to do that. So I think this is the one that I want to update. I want to update. See, it's looking for that one. I want to update it to also look for this one, and then to click this one, and then look for this one. Interesting. So it looks like we broke, oh, and it does make sense that we would have broke our inputs, now that I think about that. Because now it has to tap twice. So I guess that'll be the first thing we need to do, is fix our inputs. Test. And these are kind of things that just like, it comes out, but you see how it has this thing, and so we need to tap twice on this one. So, and I just never would have thought, I don't think it's that big of a deal that it's broken, because it's just like, okay, fine, you need to tap twice, but it does show how easy it is to forget things. So this is just the test is broken, not the actual application. But again, that's another good example of why this would be an amazing tool for sales, because like you push something out and you've added this, and the person that is doing your demos doesn't realize that you made some change, and he's got, like, let's say a script that he goes off of, or they have a script they go off of, and now it's broken. And a lot of times they don't really quite understand everything. They're just trying to, uh, they're just trying to do the demonstration. Okay, so let's see what happens if I put 2 tabs. See, and this is me not really understanding exactly what's going on. I'm just sort of making a guess that press tab twice. Let's see. I don't know if it broke. It looks like it's going to break again. You see that it didn't. So it was supposed to go tab and tab. Or maybe I got through one and then didn't get through the next one. Let's see, this is line 35. Okay, so this is dying before. This is dying on line 21. Is that where it's dying, really? Okay, line 14 is the reload. Line 14 is not a reload. So unfortunately, these do not. Okay, so this must be line 14. Well, it sure would be nice if those were the same. So line 15 is get body. That's this one. And 16 is tab. Focused. Type enter. Wait, tab. Do I need 3 tabs? Let's try that again and see what happens. Yeah, see, it's still stuck here again. Tab, get body, tab, get body, tab. Reload. Printed output. And then it's going to get the body. And then very next line it's getting the body again. Oh, maybe. Okay, so I think it's weird. So I obviously don't understand exactly what's going on here. Because it's like get body, I think, is maybe instead of that. I can do this. That still failed. For some reason it will not get past. See, it did click and change it to this new thing, but I don't want to click. Is there just a CY tab? don't know if that's... That's weird. It's like, what I wanted to do is like, let's see, let's go to localhost. Basically, I think what I'm trying to get it to do is do reload, and then tab, and then tab. But for some reason, the second tab isn't tabbing, right? There's this tab that takes it here, focused. I think there's like a, okay. Let me see, I was kind of playing around with this yesterday. CY dot. That's such a pain. It is really nice. So at work, I made it, it's its own project. Oh my gosh. My thing is I'm thinking, okay, I'm not here right now. This is not where, and then I'll one and tab 2. And shift back over to this thing. Oh, it's not console, it's log. So if you say console log, then you can see it in the browser's logs. But this, I think you can see it in here, I thought. But it doesn't look like we ever see it. Oh no, there it is. Low. Oh, okay, so we are actually getting, it looks like we are actually getting through here. It's a different one that's dying. And that's get app viz. Okay, so that's good. So we found out that we're actually doing fine. This is our first log, second log. The next two are passing. And then down here, we're doing some kind of get body tab. So, and this is where it'd be probably nice to just have these broken up into different tests. That's probably my main mistake here, is I should have made these different tests. But you know, honestly, I just what are we testing now? Oh, I guess we're testing. Oh, testing enter based on this one? No, we are testing space. Key. Testing space key, yep. And then I'm just gonna put a start there. see, this is, yeah, get a body and then tab, and then we want to do a CY tab. And this is the end of that. And I think we want to do a CY tab there. So we definitely want to clean this, like make this better, for sure. And I do think that we have a better grip on the application itself. Like, this did help, knowing this. And honestly, like, if you were doing a demo and you're going to roll out the latest, like, this is a perfect example of something that, like, maybe when they're going over things, they're like, okay, yeah, this script didn't change, that script did. But if you were running scripts through this automated system for your demos, you would probably be like, oh, this is something's different now. Oh, okay. Our thing that's different is that you have to hit, because of this, you have to hit the button twice. You have to hit the tab twice. So that is good. I probably should do this cleanup now, but I don't want to. I want to add a new. I want to add a couple new. I guess this time I do want to do it as a new test for this thing. And let's see. So, and I probably want, okay, it. Adds viz. Oh, and then we don't want to do that in here. We actually want to change this one. And I guess, well, we want to say, oh, that's such a pain in the butt, get. And this thing is called app. And we actually were strongly talking about changing the name of the app menu to, let's see. We were actually strongly talking about changing the name of that app menu to something else. App, this one's app layout menu. And that would have broken this stuff. And while there's probably no actual benefit to like real, like true benefit, like, or programmatic benefit to finding that, like, nothing was programmatically broken. It was probably good for the human beings around to know that something has changed, you know, and it's hard to tell anymore. Let's see. So we added a new thing here. Let's go ahead and close this up. App layout menu should exist. That is what I named it, right? I could have sworn it was named app layout menu. Ah, okay, yeah, I cannot abide by that. It cannot be app layout menu. This I cannot live with. I cannot live with this. that and that. So that, I think, even though it's still not an actual breakage, I'm, as a human being developer, so glad that it caught that. I can't freaking believe that got through. I don't understand how that's even possible. Expected app menu dot app menu to exist. Okay, that's weird. App layout. Okay, now what did I do? What did you do? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, Rhett. I don't know what I did. Why did I not hit save? App? Why is it app dot layout menu? App layout menu, app. I don't know why it's getting the 2 dots. But now it's saying that it does app menu. That is so weird. Expected app menu dot app menu layout to exist. But anyway, so now it isn't broken. I don't know why. But that's passing. So now we want to click that. And I guess what we want to do is check to see. Actually, we want to check to see that it is the right icon. Keep doing that here. So basically, and I don't know exactly how to do that. That one is a little bit. Wrong one. Okay, so I want to see that this is apps. ChatGPT. So again, this is a good, really good example of something that, like, if I had to go searching through Google or documentation and stuff like that, would take hours. That now will probably only take me minutes. Cypress tests. Test this code. I think it's this one. No. Where are you? Specifically. I don't even know what happened there. Exists. Ah, okay. So that's all I want. And I guess I want to check it inside it. This is where things get a little bit weird. I think what I want to do is do like see what I think. I don't know. So I want the one in here for apps, or for mat icon. And then I want it to say contains. I don't know if this is going to work. Contains. The thing is, I don't know if this is like get this within this, within this. If that's right. I think that's right. Oops. And then just, oh, wrong one. Go back over here. Okay, and then we want to click on it. So that worked. So I think we should, since this is such a simple one, this is a great time to actually try to have two its. Age and app menu icon. Like one of the things is really, it's always really nice to have app menu. Is like be able to build up your skills, so it's not like you know, like there's too many moving parts that you have to figure out all at once. Yeah, so it ran both of them, and this is the one that we're looking at. So now it should load the page, and I'm going to put dash apps. And click. Click, comma. And what is the name of the... Wrong one. Tabular. No, table rows should exist. That's the new husky. So I think this will do it. Okay, and now we are at this. And so I think we're good. I think we are all good. I think that's all we want. I do think that the end-to-end test did add value, did increase my... Like, I didn't understand the change, right? Like, I understood the change, but I didn't understand the subtleties of the change. And now we did it. And we also grew on end-to-end tests because, you know, having multiple end-to-end tests is kind of important. And that's kind of nice. It is 8:52, so let me just do a quick go over of the code. So here's where we added our layout menu. This is where we updated the home unit end-to-end test so that they would work, so that they test for the new items on there. And if, yeah, that's all that needed to be done there. So we added some logs, and then we added more stuff so that this would work, because this one broke because tabbing to one thing no longer does that. And who knows, like that might even be like a game changer. Like if you were saying, oh no, we want to be able to get to this one first and then this one second. It sort of brings up that conversation. This is our new menu item. These are the styles for the new menu item. No console logs in there, so that looks good. This is our new describe. Oh no, this is where we changed. We had I accidentally checked in the fdescribe, so it was only testing one item, one unit test, one suite. Here's our new button. Oh yeah, this is a brand new page altogether. These are our styles for the new component. That and that, and ooh, we don't want that. Oh yeah, this is where stuff broke. Okay, so we don't need the console log anymore. I don't know why I can't. Oh, that's where we got rid of it. Sorry, I misread that. So let me close this. Yeah, this is where we actually got rid of that stuff that was extra. So let's commit this. Let's kill this guy. It's 8:55, so I gotta hurry. Git add dot. Let's open this up first. So we should see all these move into staged, as long as everything's working as expected. So everything is staged now. Git commit -m. This is going to be video 145. And this implements. Matt icon ads. I'm going to say ads. Menu item. Git push, and that leaves us in position to focus on routing tomorrow. So basically tomorrow it's going to be all about, like, when you click this should read slash tabular, and then when you click this it should read slash custom. And that will be that. I think maybe I'll even just push it to one of those two on that. But anyways, it is 8:56, so it got to go. Happy coding, everybody. Bye.